So many issues, so many things I'm angry about, so many things I'm upset about, so many things I'm disappointed about. Hello, Tuesday, video time, we go again. Basically, slightly different today because we're actually going to talk about a thing rather than a person, which is new for the channel. It's something I would definitely consider doing more of, provided there is an audience for it. So if you like this kind of stuff, then let me know you like this kind of stuff, and I'll make this kind of stuff, because obviously relationship, you know, I make stuff that you like and you like stuff that I make, and harmony, and it works like that, and I like it a lot, thank you. I feel like we could get the hat out early today because the intro's been very short. So this could be an early starter, which also means early headwear. And I'm dreading it today because this piece of headwear is particularly hot, and it's a hot day, it's humid as well. It's going to be a good time for nobody. Headwear has been getting a bit wild recently, and I'm all for it. Maybe this is why I'm single. Hi, do you want to meet my headwear? I've got lots of it. See, that would make sense. It explains so much. Honestly, it really does. Those of you with long hair who are watching this video, I respect you because this is bloody difficult. It's itchy, it's hot, and my unicorn horn isn't ferocious enough. Tell me I don't look like a bloody beautiful unicorn right now. Ignore the face, just focus on the hair, because this is the beautiful part. This, not so much, but this, that colour is a look. So this was actually sent to me last week in the TFNL Discord. So obviously if you're not a member of the TFNL Discord, click the link down below, download Discord, it's free. Join the TFNL community, the TFNL family, and we can cuddle in Discord every day, because why wouldn't you? Immediately, obviously I'm triggered. Obviously I'm aware that John from ObeseToBeast has done a video covering this, but I'm going to give my own take on the matter and the whole situation that is about to unfold. The way I kind of like to approach videos is, regardless of the matter, I always want to give a balanced approach. Regardless of whether I agree or disagree with something, like in this case, I'm going to be honest with you, I very much disagree with this as a device used for weight loss, but I'm trying to find a balanced argument in which I can say, actually, for these people, I feel like it may have somewhat of a purpose. So the big issue I have with this is lack of education. So ultimately, you're restricting people from being able to eat and consume as much food as they would normally without actually telling them how to lose weight. You're just stopping them from eating. There's a big difference there of controlling and educating. So ultimately, if you're controlling somebody, you are preventing them from doing something. That's what it is. If you're educating somebody, you're teaching them how to do something. I understand for people who may be really struggling with severe obesity and the psychological aspects of eating may be the biggest hindrance for them, there may be somewhat of a benefit where you're essentially like, this is a last resort, you need to do this sort of thing. That's just me trying to be balanced. This is very much a representation of desperate times call for desperate measures, provided you're actually being monitored by a professional, not left to your own devices. One of the biggest hindrances when it comes to the fitness industry as a whole is the lack of education. That's why BS fads and things like this make it to the mass market. And granted, I'm aware this is not in the mass market yet, but I say yet because I fear that it may be one day. And as soon as I see an influencer start promoting something like this, I'm gonna lose my beans. We're gonna have a field day on the TFNL channel. It's gonna be an interesting one. The kind of like 101 of like weight loss and weight gain is essentially energy. Calories in versus calories out. If you want to lose weight, you have to burn more calories than you consume. Either move more, eat less, or a combination of both. If you want to gain weight, you have to consume more calories than you expend. To achieve sufficient weight loss and weight gain, depending on goals obviously, that's pretty much all you need to know to get somewhere. I know obviously a lot of people watching this probably are like, oh, I know that, Harry, like why are you telling me? As someone who's been in the fitness industry for nearly 10 years, a lot of people don't know that. But the thing is, a lot of people believe a lot of nonsense that's spewed online because I think the concept of calorie expenditure is almost too simple, because you're like, well, it can't be that easy, surely. And in theory, on paper, it is actually that easy. It's just calories. And things like this don't teach people what they need to know. If you have someone who's looking to lose weight, you have to say, you need to eat less and move more. One day, I'm going to do a TED Talk, and it's going to be like Fitness 101. It's going to be the educational basics, I think, everybody who's embarking on a fitness journey, be that somebody who is looking to lose weight from wherever you may be that slightly overweight to severely obese, or somebody who's trying to gain weight, let's say for someone who's very underweight who wants to then gain weight, or someone who wants to become a bodybuilder, etc. Fitness 101s that can be applied to everybody because they are the basics. Quick thing before we continue with the rest of the video, I'm going to interrupt you very briefly. 300 likes on the video shows me you like these kind of videos, and I can perhaps create more of them, or maybe even create a series out of these style of videos if you would like to see it. I would really appreciate if you did click the subscribe button down below, because a lot of you watching this video are not subscribed, and we are getting very close to 20,000 subscribers, and that's a madness, and I love it. Obviously, I would really appreciate if you did take the time to click the red button down below and perhaps click the bell next to it so you get notified when I upload every week. End of the video, common question of the week, so drop a question down below in the comment section and I shall answer it at the end of the next video. But now that's out of the way, we'll crack on with the rest of me getting triggered by a weight loss device in the mouth. I see people preach this, but it does not get into the mass market. Nobody in the mass market is teaching what people need to know, and that is the fundamentals and the basics of fitness and health. Going beyond that, there are so many additional issues that are presenting themselves due to the implementation of devices like this. Ultimately, dental health, this is not going to be great for your teeth, let's be honest. Then you flip onto the sustainability side of things, and Austin actually linked me this. It's a study regarding the implementation of this device and the impact it had on the weight of its 7 participants. Obviously, although they've not acknowledged this later on, 7 participants is not a good time for a sample size. I'm sure Ed will pipe up and say he would have altered the direction of the study slightly, changed a few bits and bobs around before then conducting a G-power analysis to actually gauge how many participants were needed for say a healthier sample size, but I'm sure Ed will pipe up in the comment section about that shortly. Participants tolerated the device for a 2-week period with satisfactory weight loss and were further motivated to continue their weight loss journey. Fantastic, love the motivation. Quick additional note here, this looks like a medieval torture device and I will certainly not be putting that in my mouth. Okay, then we flip down to the figures of the mean weight loss over that 2-week period. There is quite a substantial weight loss. They've lost, what's that, near enough, well, about a stone. In the post-analysis 2 weeks after the removal, the weight creeps back up again. And they do acknowledge this later on, which I appreciate, in which they state, as soon as the wires were removed, weight gain recurred and the majority of the patients rapidly returned to their pre-treatment weight. And this stems back to the point I made previously regarding education. It's all well and good limiting the amount of food people can consume, or essentially restricting them to a liquid diet, which therefore contributes to them consuming less calories and losing weight. But if you don't teach them how to maintain that weight loss, or perhaps even lose more weight in the future if they so desire, they're going to rebound. And John covered this in his video where he spoke about the yo-yo effect. Do a big shoot down, so the weight shoots down, you limit yourself and deprive yourself of calories for 2 weeks, you're very likely to binge, so the weight's going to shoot back up. That's not healthy, nor is it sustainable. And the big thing here, especially when it comes to weight loss or weight gain, whatever your goals may be, sustainability. It's all well and good saying, in theory, if I did this for 6 weeks, I would lose the most amount of weight. But if you can't remain consistent with the diet of choice or your lifestyle change of choice, it's not an optimal diet or lifestyle change for you. The one that is optimal for you is the one you can remain most consistent with. And this is why I have a lot of issues with content creators who push out a lot of incorrect BS information, because it can contribute to people adopting the belief that what they're doing is right, when in actual fact it may actually be wrong. If it were up to me, would I allow this to enter the market for weight loss purposes? Personally, I'm going to say no, because I don't think it's healthy, nor do I think it's sustainable. And those are big factors to consider, not only regarding physical health, but also mental health as well. If you're going to yo-yo back and forth over and over again, your self-esteem is going to take hits, it's going to be all over the shop. That then has the potential to contribute to the development of things like anxiety, or the worsening of things like anxiety, potentially eating disorders, or maybe even mood-related issues like depression. A lot of things we don't want to promote, and a lot of things you don't want anybody to ever experience in their life, although unfortunately many people will. Again, on paper, mass weight loss in a short period of time sounds fantastic, but in many cases, not all, but in many cases, the faster you lose weight, the more likely you are to gain that weight back, potentially even more, just as quickly. And if weight loss is your primary goal, what you want is steady, consistent decreases. Obviously, you will have setbacks, there will be ups and downs, you will hit plateaus. So for obvious reasons, I have a lot of issues with this, and for obvious reasons, I'm not very happy that this is even being promoted as a weight loss tool. I think it's very dangerous, and it can be very damaging. If this finds its way into the mass market, which I fear that it may one day, that could be an absolute recipe for disaster, not just when looking at physical health of people who may choose to go down this route, but also the mental health. Not only of people who choose to go down this route, but the mental health of society as a whole. Because as soon as they start experiencing being faced by these societal pressures to essentially fit your mouth with a medieval torture device to lose weight, how's that going to make them feel? There are so many things you have to consider when looking at the health of the audience or the health of the population. This, I don't think, for 99.99999% of people is going to benefit their health. So many issues, so many things I'm angry about, so many things I'm upset about, so many things I'm disappointed about. But again, this video is merely my opinion on the matter. You don't have to agree with me, you may even disagree. Regardless, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. He's not a fan of this wig, but he's a fan of my face apparently. You saw this. Your breath is as wild as my hair. Honestly, how do people not love dogs? Oh, here we go. Oh, the bridge. Look at the size of it. Kick me in the head, mad. But now that's done, we're going to talk about comment question of the week. And this one comes from Moose today. How do you approach making adjustments to your programming or volume/intensity? What would cause you to make a change? So this is an interesting question because obviously I go to the gym sometimes. It's a rarity, but I do tickle the occasional bicep curl in my free time. If it's not broken, don't fix it. I'll give kind of like a generic answer in that sense without considering additional variables. And everyone's like, oh, change up your workouts weekly. Don't do that. You're not confusing the muscles. That's just a myth. Stop. When I'm no longer progressing on a movement or reaching what I believe to be the end of my progression of a movement, then I will change things up. And volume and intensity is an interesting one because bear in mind my goals are very much bodybuilding focused. My volume remains relatively consistent. I don't really do more than 5 or 6 exercises in a day, and most of those exercises, or at least half of those, will be 2 working sets. I'll do warm-up sets for everything, like work-up sets to get familiar with the movement, but everything I do will be 2 or 3 working sets to failure. And that's the key thing here. Intensity doesn't change. Everything is to failure. That's an interesting one because it's like a trade-off, mechanical versus muscular failure. I will allow some mechanical breakdown provided the risk of injury doesn't really change. So it's about finding that balance of learning how to maintain mechanics whilst reaching muscular failure. Sometimes I will allow slight breakdown to get an extra rep or 2 out, like a cheat rep essentially. You may consider increasing volume if you're on a bulk, therefore a muscle gaining phase, or maybe even decreasing volume or maintaining volume if you're in like a weight loss phase. If you're powerlifting, it's another story. This is very much dependent on goals. Not a day goes by in my daily life where I don't sit and acknowledge how appreciative I am of your support and of the people who have decided to subscribe and support this channel. I know it's only a number, and numbers shouldn't dictate worth or shouldn't dictate mood or direction or purpose, whatever that may be, but seeing the number of subscribers increase and the channel growing and the family growing and the support in the community through the comment section, the Discord, my Instagram DMs, anything, genuinely makes my day so much better. Be that entertainment or education, whatever it may be, I feel like there is purpose behind my content, and that is very motivating for me to continue creating content because I love making videos, I love interacting with those in the community, and I love just this whole process of content creation. Honestly, I just wanted to quickly say thank you so much for the support, not just recently, but ever since TFNL started. It genuinely means the world to me, and I look forward to hugging you all while I'm wearing wild pieces of headwear in the future. If you like the video, as I said earlier, 300 likes on the video and I'll crack out more videos like this. If you wouldn't mind, I would really appreciate if you did subscribe to the channel because obviously we are tickling that 20,000 subscribers mark. We're on 19.3 now, and that's bloody phenomenal and fantastic. Also consider clicking the bell next to it so you get notified when I upload every week. In addition to that, comment question of the week. So drop a question down below in the comment section and I shall answer it at the end of the next video. But regardless of whether you agree or disagree, thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting not only TFNL but supporting me. And thank you for tolerating the video.